The sun beats down over the open fields, the air thick with tension and the smell of freshly turned soil. Farmers across America brace themselves for a familiar enemy, one that doesn't march in from the horizon, but crawls out of the woods in the dead of night. Wild boars. Known in some regions as feral pigs, these invaders have become one of the most destructive forces in U.S. agriculture. They don't discriminate between small family farms or massive commercial fields. They destroy everything in their path. Across more than 35 states, from the humid plains of Texas to the rolling fields of the Midwest, wild boars are waging a quiet war on American agriculture. Their razor-sharp tusks and relentless rooting habits tear through pastures, shred irrigation lines, and devastate crops like corn, soybeans, and peanuts. What's left behind looks like a battlefield: craters in the soil, shredded roots, and flattened rows of what once promised to feed entire communities. The U.S. Department of Agriculture estimates that feral pigs cause billions of dollars in damage every single year. That's not an exaggeration, it's a financial disaster that hits farmers, ranchers, and taxpayers alike. But the economic damage tells only part of the story. These animals are ecological wrecking balls. Their rooting behavior churns up the soil so violently that it can destroy native vegetation, disrupt nesting grounds, and accelerate erosion. Streams and wetlands once teeming with wildlife are turned into muddy wastelands. They spread diseases that can infect livestock and even humans, posing a direct threat to the safety of rural communities. And as climate patterns shift, these resilient creatures are finding new areas to thrive, pushing further north each year. What makes wild boars so difficult to control is their intelligence and adaptability. These aren't mindless animals wandering through fields. They learn quickly, remember danger, and avoid traps or hunting zones they've encountered before. They can survive in dense forests, open farmland, or even suburban edges, thriving on whatever they can scavenge. And the most alarming factor of all? Their reproduction rate. A single sow can produce 2 litters a year, with anywhere from 4 to 12 piglets each time. Within just a few seasons, a small group can explode into hundreds, overwhelming the land and anyone trying to stop them. Farmers have tried everything: stronger fences, traps, electric barriers, and motion sensors. Some have installed night vision cameras just to track where the boars move after dark. But no matter how advanced the technology gets, the animals seem to stay one step ahead. That's where hunters step in. Across much of the South and Midwest, hunting has become not just a sport but a vital form of pest control. Wildlife agencies encourage licensed hunters to help reduce the population, often organizing controlled hunts and offering incentives to those who take part. It's not about trophies or bragging rights. It's about protecting livelihoods. Every hunt has its strategy. Hunters spend hours studying boar movements, setting up ambush points near trails or feeding areas. The sound of rustling brush can send adrenaline surging as a pack emerges, swift, muscular, and unpredictable. One wrong move and they can turn aggressive. But for experienced hunters, this is more than just an adrenaline rush. It's a contribution to an ongoing environmental effort. Each successful hunt helps slow the expansion of these invasive populations, buying farmers and wildlife managers precious time. Still, even the most dedicated hunters can't handle the problem alone. Experts agree that the only real solution lies in a combination of methods: hunting, trapping, habitat modification, and community coordination. Feral pigs don't respect property lines, so cooperation among neighbors is essential. If one farm is protected but the next isn't, the animals will simply move and return later. That's why many regions are now forming joint management programs where farmers share data, report sightings, and synchronize control efforts. In some areas, government agencies are stepping in with advanced monitoring systems, drones, and even thermal imaging technology to track herds in real time. The battle isn't just about saving crops, it's about protecting ecosystems and the future of American farming. Wild boars threaten biodiversity by uprooting native plants, eating ground-nesting birds' eggs, and competing with local wildlife for food. They can even carry diseases like swine fever and brucellosis, which put entire livestock herds at risk. In places like Texas, Louisiana, and Florida, the scale of destruction has become so severe that landowners now view these animals as an ever-present force of nature, one that must be fought year-round. It's a relentless cycle. Farmers wake up to destroyed fields, fix the fences, set traps, and prepare for the next wave. Hunters patrol through the thick brush, tracking signs and setting up bait stations, knowing that each success is only temporary. But despite the frustration and the long odds, the resolve to fight back remains unshaken. America's agricultural backbone has always been defined by resilience, and this battle is no different. From small family farms to massive ranches, people are standing together to protect their land, their food, and their future. There's a haunting kind of respect that comes from facing such a formidable enemy. Wild boars are destructive, yes, but they're also survivors, thriving where few animals could. That's part of what makes them such a powerful symbol in this struggle. A reminder of nature's persistence and humanity's determination to restore balance. Every shot fired, every trap set, every acre reclaimed adds up to something bigger, a shared defense of the American heartland. The question is, how far should we go? Should we double down on hunting, expanding year-round culls and introducing modern technologies like drones and night vision surveillance? Or should we invest more in biological control methods and habitat restoration to make the environment less appealing to them? It's a debate that reaches beyond farming. It touches on ethics, ecology, and how we coexist with the wild world around us. One thing is certain: the war against wild boars is far from over. They're cunning, fast-breeding, and unyielding. But so are the people who protect this land. Across the fields of Texas, the woods of Georgia, and the plains of Oklahoma, this fight continues. A battle between human ingenuity and one of nature's most stubborn invaders. Whether through the steady aim of hunters, the strategy of wildlife biologists, or the tireless efforts of farmers rebuilding their soil, the message remains the same: America's farmland is worth defending. So what do you think? Is hunting the best way to control these destructive invaders, or is there a smarter, more sustainable path forward? Drop your thoughts below, because this fight isn't just happening in the fields. It's a conversation about how we protect what feeds us all.